you see me? Is anybody there? Can you see me? Can you see me? Hello and welcome to Wickside Whispers, a podcast where we tell tales and discuss the strange and unusual. I'm your host Cassidy, and today we are talking about the Hidebehind. Today's story comes from a report back in the 1970s by a solo hiker near a logging camp. This hiker, with the alias Elias, was finishing up a 3-day trek. He was an experienced woodman and not easily scared. Elias reported that about 2 miles from his truck, the woods went dead. No birds, no wind, just a heavy, suffocating silence. He began to hear a sound rhythmically following his own footsteps. He'd take a step, then crunch. He'd take another step, and crunch. Every time he took a step, a fraction of a second later, he could hear a second crunch. Every time he stopped, the sound stopped perfectly. Every time he whipped his head around, there was nothing but the thick trunks of the Douglas firs. He realized that there was something either directly behind him or always by his shoulder where he could not see. Panicked, Elias began to run. He described the sensation not as being chased, but as being shadowed. He felt a cold, wet draft on the back of his neck, like someone was breathing down it. He finally reached his truck, fumbled with the keys, and dove inside. As he looked in his rearview mirror, he didn't see a monster. He saw a tree that looked wrong. It was slightly too wide, and for a split second, a long, spindly, matted black limb seemed to pull back behind the bark, as if there was a hand pulling back the curtain. Elias didn't wait. He drove until he hit the main highway. When he got home, he found 3 deep vertical gouges in the middle of his tailgate. Not claw marks from a bear, more like something had been trying to find a grip on the truck as he pulled away. Now, the Hidebehind. It is from the American logging folklore in the 1900s. The Hidebehinds are said to be tall, spindly, black-furred, matted, but the funny part about trying to describe its looks is from people who have only caught glimpse, because anybody who's actually been attacked by one of these creatures has been told to never actually live to tell the tale, because people who get hunted and don't make it out, the Hidebehind is known to grab their victims, drag them back to their lair, and solely eat human intestines. So I don't know how you could live from that. Yeah, so their diet is human intestines. Traditionally, it was said that the Hidebehind has a violent aversion to the smell of alcohol. Lumberjacks would take a medicinal shot before walking back to camp to keep the beast at bay. Now, I don't know about you, but that kind of sounds like a tall tale that lumberjacks would say so they'd have an excuse to drink on the job, but you know. While the Hidebind started in the 1800s as a tall tale to haze and scare new lumberjacks, modern hikers still report a terrifying phenomenon that suggests these stories might have been born from a very real predator. So that was your quick draft on the Hidebehind, and it's a very not known creature, cryptid, whatever you want to call it, because it is mostly a American logging cryptid or creature. But if you're ever in the woods alone and the Oz effect happens, it may not hurt to have a shot of alcohol with you. Thank you for tuning in. If you like this podcast, please give me a 5-star review so that more people can discover it. I will figure out a schedule for this as I am really excited to be starting this. But until then, I'll see you next time.